Thank you for
Good
having
morning.
me. Morning to you.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
Who says I'm gay? And then what was their mouths? Yeah, pale power. We have returned to the 40s to discover the roots of success. Speaking of roots, how about those African kids, huh?
You are gay. You are.
you are gay. $17 to poop and pee all over these women. Oh look, it's a yellow-headed, pink-tailed booby. Ooh, whoa. I don't want to suck that guy's dick. Look at him. He's got the little belly. He's got the grown man tits. What the hell? Hey. It's time for fun facts. And then what is this? This is a video? Oh, they're Muslim. I see. Hello, and welcome back to Pandering Hour. Today on Pandering Hour, we are going to be discussing the East African country Kenya. Kenya is a country in East Africa, the coastline along the Indian Ocean, and it encompasses the savanna, lakelands, and dramatic Great Rift Valley of the mountain highlands. It's got a bunch of crazy animals in it. Let's see. I want to see some stuff. I want to see some things about Kenya. There was some stuff going on in that last tab. Shrink this. Mount Kenya? I want to see. Show me more of these pictures, man. Do I have to go to maps for this? Just sort of generic pictures of Kenya. Hope you like my cool new background. Wow. I mean, it looks nice. It looks pretty nice. And Kenya's one of is this one of our last African countries? Let me see this. Let me see. I think we did do Rwanda. We haven't done Burundi. Uganda, Kenya. We did Did we do Somalia? We've done most of these. Comoros, Mayotte? I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. So when I think of Kenya, the main thing I think of are the runners. So here's CNN trying not to be racist about why Kenyans are so good at running. Nairobi, Kenya, last month, Eliud Kipchoge finished a marathon in 1 hour and 1 hour 59 minutes 40 seconds. That's almost 2 hours for a marathon. Isn't a marathon 23 miles? How long exactly is a marathon? Also, I didn't know this. I thought marathons was like a generic term. I didn't know a marathon was a it's a standard distance of 26 miles. But aren't each marathons... I thought there were different marathons at different lengths. Well, is every marathon 26 miles? The official length is 26 miles. Okay. Man, that's tough. I like to run, but I like to run 5 to 10 miles. 26 miles is killer. Absolutely killer. I think I'm going to go for a run today. I feel like a run. A day after he made history, Bridget Koske destroyed the women's record. Wait, what? Oh, this was a woman. That's all I have to say. That's all. I'm like, what? A day after he made history, Bridget oh no, those are two dudes. I was so easy to believe, just like, oh, I guess they're ladies. I guess so. I guess so. Not State Farm, you fucking asshole. Okay. And in the New York Marathon on Sunday, a Kenyan rookie took down her country's rock star in the women's race, Jocelyn Jepkoske ruined countrywoman Mary Ketney's chance at the fifth women's title at the contest, but the latter came in second. The Kenyan Geoffrey Kamworor won the men's race, his second New York City Marathon victory. They're all from the Rift Valley region. All right, let's take a look at this region. I gotta say something. I have to come clean, guys. I have to come clean. My whole family smokes cigarettes, except for maybe my mom and my grandmother. Almost everyone drinks alcohol. I have avoided most of those things my whole life, but I've gotten into something recently. I have a Zin in my lip, and I gotta be honest, I don't do tobacco. Apparently this is like jumping in the deep end. It's fucking lit. It's so cool. It feels so much better than like anything. I think I'm hooked. This is my fourth Zin ever. The first one I did, I was at Helium Comedy Club. This weirdo is like hanging around. He travels the world, and he's like, "Hey, I got some 10 milligram Greek Zin for the comedians," and I'm security. I'm like, what? He's like, "Come on, man." No. He knows me. We were talking on stage. This happens. People talk to the comedian when they're on stage. So I talk to the guy, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll try one." He takes his Zin, puts it in his lip, and he's just like, "Eh." And I'm like, "How is it?" And he's like, It's whatever." So the Zin gets passed around, and then after my shift, they're like, "Hey, we still have one if you want to try it." And I'm like, I'm after my shift. I'm like, fuck it. Give me that. Pop it in my lip. That shit burned so bad. It felt, is there a good description of how Zin feels? How does Zin feel? While specific long-term health effects of nicotine pouches like Zin remain unknown, youth use Zin or use nicotine in any form is unsafe. It's unsafe. Disrupt the formation of brain circuits that control attention, learning, and susceptibility to addiction. Increase heart rate. Oh, what are the benefits of quitting them? Let's not talk about quitting just yet. Let's not talk about, hey, where's my background? Where's my cool background? That's not my cool background. Where'd it go? Hey, what the fuck? Pause the recording. Okay, I'm back. I gotta be honest. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Oh my god. Ugh. Oh man, I had to take it out. I thought nicotine was good for your brain. Is nicotine good for your brain? Is nicotine good for brain? Nicotine influences a wide variety of cognitive functions such as attention, learning, and memory, and has been found to improve cognition impairment in disease-induced cognitive disorders like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and age-associated memory impairment. Hey, Alzheimer's runs in my family. I'm being healthy. Hey, do drugs. Don't do drugs. Okay. So if I seem a little off this episode, it's because I'm fucking flying. I think that bag was ripped. I think I just ate a shitload of those salts because I feel awful. East Africans, especially Kenyans and Ethiopians, have dominated marathons for decades, dashing across finish lines as their exhausted competitors barely made it. In the process, they've topped their own records for those of their fellow citizens. To be fair, average Kenyan looks like this. What does the average Kenyan look like? Average Kenyan. Image. Lifespan. I want to see the lifespan. 62 years. Average American. 70. Okay, so Americans typically live 12 years longer. Average American weight for male. 200 pounds. Fuck yeah. Okay, average Kenyan. I don't know what that is. Weight, in pounds. Why won't they say that? Wait, what the fuck? Am I on a Kenyan dating website? What is this? Eric? Oh, I would love to do this. I gotta put this in my notes. We should do dating apps. That would be fun if we did dating apps for like the people of the countries and just to see what they brag about. Um, look at these dudes. First off, what's the Rift Valley? Okay. Jackson, he's 75 years old and he's dating? Are you guys seeing this? I gotta learn more about Jackson. No, I don't want to... Fine. Hello there. My name is JM from Nairobi, Kenya. Been a widower for several years now and ready to move on with my life. You're 75 though. Just go crack open butts at the nursing home, dude. Just crack them open. Okay. Manuel, this guy's desperate. He's looking for females from 19 to 99. 19 to 99? 99. Look at me. 99 years old. What does a 99-year-old look like? Women in my area? Where are the hot singles in my area? Ugh. I'm already on the verge of barfing. No offense to these ladies. Oh, Jesus. San Francisco woman granted 11th eviction reprieve. Oh, that's not cool, man. You know you're not doing well in life when you let people grab you like this. People are like holding her. Let's see. Are you alive? Ah. Betty White. Oh, look at this old couple. Look at this old couple. You know what? I'm going to get rid of my background for a second because that's really, really abrasive. Dude, this old couple, and it's crazy that they're still smashing. Straight, like he's like, after this, I'm going to climb on top of her and take her to old... What do old people say? What's slang for sex in the... If you're 99 years old, how old are you now? Or how old were you when you were a teenager? This is a cool thing for me to show you. I want to subtract, let's say 70 years. What were people saying 70 years from now? 1954. In the 50s. Boil my cabbage. Boil my vomit on the table. Giving someone a green gown. WAP. Hey, came back around. WAP came back around back in the mid-1500s. In the 1500s they were saying WAP? What did people look like in the 1500s? Get a bucket and a mop. That's a wet. This guy. Verily, good madam, I was hoping I could partake in some wet-ass pussy. Yes. Get a bucket and a mop. That's a wet. Oh, no. Oh, no. Look at these two goblins. Oh. He's grabbing the breast. He's grabbing the titty right now. And she's pocketing the funds. She's pocketing the funds while he's grabbing the gander or whatever. Oh, good lord. He's like, how? He's like, she's 13, you say? Fresh. That's a ripe age for marriage. This has nothing to do with Kenya. Giving someone a green gown. Stabbing. Giving her a stabbing. Giving her a stabbing. Do the deed of darkness. Doing the deed of darkness. Behold, young madam, I wish to bequeath to you the deed of darkness. What just happens if I type in the deed of darkness? Grendel, devil by the deed of darkness. Wow. Yeah, these two are definitely doing the deed of darkness, frankly. Giving one's arse a salad. Ride a dragon upon saint. I want to see more. Okay. Stabbing. That's such a funny. We think we're so advanced as a culture. You know, we think we've evolved. We think that we're better than our ancestors. They were talking about wop and stabbing and, you know, grope a trout in a particular peculiar river, and giving one's ass a salad. Pierce the hog's head. In this case, hog's head does not mean the head of a pig. It's a large measure of wine or liquor. To drink from it, one needed to pierce it with a knife. More stabbing. Ride a dragon upon St. George, meaning cowgirl or girl on top sex. Oh, babe. Babe. You know, would you ride a dragon upon St. George with me? Make feet for children's stockings. This is... I still feel like I want to throw up. These zins are not good. This shit is bad for you. I can feel it. Ugh. It's definitely a very barfy, sort of woozy high. But I feel sharp. Good for the brain, bad for fucking everything else. Thanks to the Egyptians, we know black lipstick has been around since the 4000 BC, so I guess that was as close as a lady to the 1500s could get to goth. Okay. Yeah, they look like they do the deed of darkness. Okay. And these guys are doing the deed of whiteness, running marathons. Most of the elite runners, getting back to Kenya and Kenyan runners, most of the elite runners are from the same region. Most Kenyan elite runners hail from the same ethnic groups as the Kalenjins from the Nandis. The group makes about just 10% of the nation's population of 50 million, but bring in a majority of the nation's marathon medals. Internationally, Kalenjin runners have won to close to 73% of all Kenyan gold medals. Wow. Don't throw up. I need some liquids. A lot of the young people from these areas grow up surrounded by successful runners, most of them looking at running as a way to make money. That's where they're at in Kenya, where they're like, hey, maybe there's something to this running thing. Oh, speaking of Kenyan, if I could just bounce right back to the fellas from Kenya. This is so wild. These Kenyan dating sites. Kenyan Cupid. Okay. The Rift Valley region. It's not a big... It's a pretty big region, actually. Let's see. Oh wow, look at these houses. Oh no, this is just a Rift Valley, not the Rift Valley. Kenya. Man, I'm just trying to learn some information about them. Kenya's Rift Valley, old wounds, devolution, and new anxieties. The Rift Valley is the crucible of Kenya's intercommunal conflicts, and often the site of confrontations among rival ethnic political blocs. Though an election alliance has brought together the two largest ethnic groups in the region, the Kikuyu and the Kalenjin, and helped avert large-scale violence during the 2013 polls, the task of reconciliation is far from complete. The government has failed to heal rifts created by multiple prior rounds of political bloodshed and violent land disputes. While major Kikuyu versus Kalenjin conflicts is unlikely during elections scheduled for August 2017, serious local violence is possible, particularly as the creation of new countries run by powerful locally elected officials has increased the stakes of political competition. To minimize the risk, the government and donors should be doing more to implement conflict-sensitive policing and revive the peace-building infrastructure that has largely been neglected since 2013. A cocktail of grievances explains persistent tensions that accompanies elections in the Rift Valley. Politicians trigger fighting by exploiting historical injustices related to the land ownership and rejection of participation of outsiders, i.e. member of ethnic groups not native to the region. Okay. So, and this is a common theme with Africa, Kenyan civil war. There's always a civil war. Whenever, no matter which country I go to, honestly, there is a civil war. So let's get into it. Ethnic conflicts in Kenya. This is just a straight up article. It's like a school project. Okay, northern Kenya has a long history of ethnic violence and marginalization, but now terrorism, resort extraction, and devolution are intensifying existing local conflicts and raising new challenges for the region's traditional forms of peace building. Control of large budgets and political posts by local elites in the newly created county governments is fueling clan tensions. Well, of course. Of course. I mean, we have that here in America. I mean, I don't think of, if someone told me, like, hey, I'm the mayor, I'd be like, go fuck yourself. What the hell are you doing? How much does a mayor make in America? Portland mayor salary. $100K a year? That doesn't seem like much. Wait a second. Boost the male's salary by 17% from 175,000. Oh, okay. So they make about 150,000 a year. What are some of the benefits of being mayor? Actually, wouldn't ZipRecruiter know? That's so funny. They're like, hey, maybe I could transfer to another mayorship. That's pretty weird benefits. 401k, disability, healthcare, pension, time off days. I want to know how many time off days. Oh, come on. They won't tell me? Come on. Whatever. People in Congress can take like week-long vacations. Not week-long vacations. What am I talking about? Congress has been out for like months. How can political officials take off months off? Employees and their supervisors mutually responsible for planning and scheduling the use of annual leave. 13 paid vacation days a year. That's not real. I don't think that's real. A Congress lasts for 2 years, with each year constituting a separate session. The Legislative Reorganization Act of 1970 requires Congress to adjourn, sign, die no later than blah, blah, blah. They won't tell me. See, this is what's frustrating. It's like, how is it that they can take off so much time? Google's not going to tell me. But you guys know what I'm talking about, right? You've heard of... I mean, that's all I seem to hear is that, like, the government isn't doing anything. They're taking abundant amounts of time off of work, going overseas, going to do fucking whatever they want. So how can I ask this question to Google? Because Google is a little bit like a monkey's paw, where it's like you have to ask things in the right way for it to work correctly. So, a politician exposed for not for taking time off. Okay, Ted Cruz, that was a big one. Like millions of his constituents across Texas, Senator Ted Cruz had a frigid home without electricity this week amid the state's power crisis. But unlike most, Mr. Cruz got out, fleeing Houston and hopping a Wednesday afternoon flight to Cancun with his family for a respite at a luxury resort. Photos of Mr. Cruz and his wife Heidi boarding the flight ricocheted quickly across social media and left both his political allies and rivals aghast at a tropical trip as a disaster unfolded at home. The blowback only intensified after Mr. Cruz, a Republican, released a statement saying he had flown to Mexico to be a good dad and accompanied his daughters and their friends. He noted he was flying back Thursday afternoon, though he did not disclose how long he had originally intended to stay. I'm guessing this was 2020? 2021. Yep. This is when I moved to Austin, Texas, and a little bit about my experience. So, during the big freeze of Austin, Texas, let me get that. Austin 2021 freeze. So these were the kinds of things that I could see. Yeah. Yep. I know exactly where that is, actually. I drove along this road all the time. That's the freeway to get, what street is that? Yeah. Oh, that's the big park, isn't it? So here was my experience. In 2021, when Austin was freezing, I had just gotten my mattress and I had just gotten a bunch of food. That is when roads closed. Basically, my first day of work in February, my I sat at my desk, and my bosses walked out of the office. They're like, "Hey, we need to get home before the roads close." And I was like, "I don't understand. This is Texas." I thought, and I'd spoken to them during my interview. They said Texas doesn't freeze. Austin doesn't get snow. And then I saw this, all of this, and I lived in it. I lost power for hours at a time, a couple of days. Wasn't safe to drink tap water. Still not safe to drink tap water. But this is what I'm talking about. Is like this came out of nowhere. People are blaming global warming, but who knows? Who really knows, frankly? Okay. This all came about because we were talking about the Kenyan stuff. So, tensions between the government and the locals. Probably due to corruption. Let's look up some Kenyan corruption. Oh, most bribes paid by urban residents in Kenya are fairly small, but large ones are also taken. Bribes worth over $400 account for 41% of the total value. There is also corruption on a larger scale, with each of these last two regimes being criticized for their involvement. Ranking is the 123rd least corrupt nation out of 180 countries. Really? Really, really, really? Yeah. Get out of here. Terrorism. Northern Kenya is increasingly a target for attacks and recruitment by Somalia-based militant Islamic group Al-Shabaab. Now, I think I remember this during the Somalia episode. Basically, so Somali pirates are poor people. They just need to get by because of these guys. These guys will sometimes employ pirates to get a hold of things, and sometimes they act as pirates. But Al-Shabaab was a... Let me pull that up. Al-Shabaab is a group endorsed by Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda began enhancing its cooperation and support to Al-Shabaab during this period, which enabled the movement to self-establish as the strongest military power in southern Somalia. Okay, and they would do horrible things, all the things that you think of Al-Qaeda doing, they're doing the exact same shit in Africa. And I didn't realize this was happening until the Somalia episode, where Al-Qaeda had a big impact on the world that, like, hey, you can do this too, which is very scary. Very, very scary. So Al-Shabaab is active in Kenya. These attacks increase insecurity in the region, worsen the socioeconomic situation, further strain relations between local communities and the state, and deflect attention of state security away from local conflicts, which leads to increase in communal and clan violence. I think this happens a lot in America and in every government, which is once you start thinking about self-preservation, you are going to have a very hard time helping your community. Because now you're not thinking about the people. The people could be terrorists. Which I mean, isn't that what the whole Patriot Act did? It kind of treated us all like the enemy. Because we were all guilty until proven innocent. I'm just saying things that sound good. What I mean by that is that when the Patriot... Some of the things done because of the Patriot Act violate our freedoms, I guess. I feel like I'm talking out of my ass. First, the Patriot Act removed the wall that prevented our law enforcement and foreign counterintelligence investigators from sharing information. Second, the Patriot Act gives intelligence officials and law enforcement officers the necessary tools to identify, apprehend, and prosecute terrorists within our borders. Okay. Civil rights groups have claimed the Patriot Act violates constitutional rights and allows the government to spy on individuals without due process and search their homes without consent. Exactly. You can be deemed a terrorist very loosely, and then these people have the right to spy on you. Other citizens of this country. And I think that's the main point of these civil rights groups, is that just because you're in the government or just because you are at an elevated status, that does not mean that you are not a citizen of this country and not, you know, a entitled to the same rights that they are. Let me see something. Sorry if I'm being quiet and taking pauses. That fucking whatever it was was so strong. I'm fucked up. I'm 100% fucked up. Ugh. I want to throw up. So bad. I keep taking pauses to be like, bleh, bleh. This has been a bad experience. Bad publicity for Zyn. Don't do it. And this is only 3 milligrams. The one I had at Helium was 10. And when I was at work, I was talking to people at work. I was like, what do you guys think of Zyn? And my coworker was like, it is disgusting. It's a horrible thing to do when you, like, people get holes in their gums and in their teeth, and their teeth turn brown. It is disgusting. It's a horrible thing to do. And then I was just very quietly like, well, I bought some. I got some. Oops. Yeah. It says that you can keep it in your lip for up to an hour. I kept it in my lip for like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, and I still want to throw up. Ugh. Let's get back to these runners. They train and live at a high altitude area. Yeah. High altitude results. Wait, what? What is this? High altitude training. Altitude training can improve running performance. A meta-analysis published in Sports Medicine in 2021 found that altitude training can lead to improvements in running performance, especially endurance events. What are the disadvantages? Can result in loss of training intensity and subsequent muscle wasting, excess ventilatory work, and increased likelihood of acute mountain sickness. A typical dose-response fashion, the benefits will decrease gradually over a 2-month time period. Periodic return to altitude over 2 months may act as a booster to the benefits. Let me see. Isn't it better to sleep at high altitude? Sleeping. Sleep at high altitude is characterized by poor subjective quality, increased awakenings, frequent brief arousals, marked nocturnal hypoxemia, and periodic breathing. A change in sleep. Whoa, I thought there were benefits. If you're headed to a destination... Okay. But doesn't Chris Brown do the... It's like a high altitude tent? Celeb. There we go. Michael Phelps has the money to pretty much sleep anywhere in anything he wants. Turns out, go the fuck away. What is this? View options. No, I don't want to buy anything. Is that really? Okay, fine. I guess we're done with high altitude training because the website's a dickhead. But they train at a high altitude area. Most Kenyans who dominate marathons worldwide train and live in the high altitude Rift Valley. Iten, one of the towns that produces elite runners, sits nearly 8,000 feet above sea level in western Kenya. Training at high altitudes contributes to a running dominance that makes running at lower elevation child's play. There is widespread belief in the athletic community that altitude training can enhance sea level athletic performance, with at least 3 independent studies demonstrating that altitude training increases both sea level maximal oxygen consumption and running performance. There's diet and constant motivation. Eton has become known internationally as the place where long-distance champions are made. Where is Eton? Oh, this place is it's a tiny little town. Look at how tiny, the itty bitty little town. This is like one neighborhood. Eton is a town in the Elgeyo Marakwet County of the Republic of Kenya. Eton serves as the capital and is the largest town in the country. This is the largest town. This is the largest town? Okay. What do I mean, I gotta see what it's like to visit. The Naveen Resort. Oh shit, they got a resort? You know how I feel about luxury, guys. Do Africans fuck with luxury? This does not look that luxurious. I gotta be honest. Are those plastic chairs for this result? This whole resort? That's fucking crazy. They're like, look at my bed. Hey, this could be you, man. This could be you. Don't you like how the room is red? The room is red, which is good. Okay, they got Dolce and Gabbana pillows. Hold on, let's go back. Do they have a website? Nope. The Swiss side of Iten. Hey, check this out. What is that? Wait, is that their flag? Honestly, I'm still fighting the urge to barf. Oh, they do massage, they do cryo and sauna, bike rental, pacer, safari, airport. Oh, this is, I bet people come here to train. That's what that is. Actually, yoga's not good for runners. It says yoga is the best kept secret for runners, but check this out. Is being flexible detrimental to runners? Flexibility is important for everyone because it makes your body more effective in its movement. Warms it up for workouts and prevents and manages injuries. For runners, it is important to find the right balance between under and overstretching. Too much and you lose run efficiency. Exactly. Research shows that if you are too flexible, you are less efficient of a runner. As Magnus explains it, our muscles and tendons are designed like springs. As our feet hit the ground during a run, those springs release stored energy and propels us forward. So think of it like if you had a really loose string, it can get compact, and then when it pops, it gives a little bit less of a pop. Versus if it's a really tight spring and you try and pull it, it's like your car suspension. Like if your car suspension was any looser, you'd be bouncing up and down along the road. Okay. I want to learn more about Kenya. How would I even fly here? Flights to Iten Kenya. "31 hours. Holy shit. You guys seeing that? This is, oh no, 1600. Most international flights are going to be around $1,500, it seems. Oh, they don't have plans for that far out? Okay. They're like, we don't know. We're not sure. It's like one guy. This guy just comes back every week. Wow. Okay, so flying there is going to be a little tough. Where's the nearest airport, man? Kenya Airport. Okay, so where is Iten? And where is the nearest airport? Probably this one. Directions. Iten. Yeah, that's the one. So it's not a convenient place to travel if you haven't gotten the gist of that. Runix Athletic Center. Okay. Bunch of whites. Is this like the Olympic training camp? I mean, they were able to get drone footage. That's pretty good. That looks cozy. Okay, let's go back. This is definitely not like the place to go for luxury. Nakuru. Where is the capital? What's the capital of Kenya? Nairobi. Okay. Let's check it out. By the way, you guys can't see this, but I have so many tabs open. I do every single time. All right, now we can see some of the luxury of Kenya. Let's take a look. Hotels. What do you got? That's a shitload of hotels. I want the best. I want the best hotels. $288. Let's see. What do you got? That's pretty nice. Why would you want shutters in the bathroom? Like just in case I want to see someone take a dump? Watch someone bathe? Oh no, I think I know what this is. This is one of them hotels where people smash. This is where people do the deed of darkness. This is the place where people, you know, punch the hog or whatever it was. Oh, dude, you see how fast this guy's moving? This is #1 fastest barista in the world, man. He runs a marathon just to get to work. Look, she's standing still and she's blurry. That's how fast these people are. That's cool. Okay, so there are nice places at the capital. Iten, not so much. But let's see something. Let's look at the fun facts. Kenya has 50 national parks, whatever. Great Rift Valley was formed over 25 million years ago. Okay, 43 languages and dialects. Great. That's never like a woo sort of thing to me. That's always just like, can you guys get your shit together? There are 2 languages mainly here in America, and it's English and Spanish. and everyone's annoyed when you don't speak English. No one's like, oh, that's fine. We don't have a designated language here in America. We do. It's English. Kenya is home to some of the world's best long-distance runners. I know. Beautiful national species like lions. First black woman to win a Nobel Peace Prize was in Kenya. Wow. What was it for? Political activist who won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2004 for her contribution to sustainable development, democracy, and peace. She was the founder of the Green Belt movement, which allowed over 51 million trees to be planted in Kenya. 18 women have won the Nobel Peace Prize in total, and Wangari Maathai Maathai is one of the only 4 black women to have ever won a Nobel Peace Prize. But it wasn't for math or science. Lake Turkana is the world's largest desert lake. What does that mean? Lake Turkana is also the largest lake. What does that mean? Desert lake. Like it's just an empty lake? Alright. World's cut flower exports, leading safari destination. Coffee is the country's most valuable export. I've never had Kenyan coffee. Considered to be one of the best in the world. Kenyan coffee near font near me. Oh, plenty of coffee near me. Keke coffee? Kwewe? Poor customer service, flavorless, and low-quality menu items. Look at this lady. Elizabeth K. Okay, fucking asshole. How dare you? How dare you, Elizabeth K., do this? 5 reviews. Oh, where else have you reviewed? Let's see your reviews. Do you have any good reviews? Bunt cakes in... Where is that? What's VA? Virginia. Bunt cakes. Coffee. Okay, so she does do good reviews. I take it back. The Great Wildebeest Migration has no beginning or end point. Many people think the Great Migration happens once a year. However, this natural phenomenon occurs year-round as a cycle, meaning it technically does not start or finish anywhere, which makes it one of the most interesting facts about Kenya. The wildebeest, zebra, and antelope migrate in a clockwise loop between Kenya and Tanzania. Okay. Humanity started in Kenya. How is that not the first one? Wait, hold on. I'm Kenyan. Humanity started in Kenya. I'm Kenyan. We're all Kenyans. I thought I'd have more to say about that, actually. That's it. Many African countries are framed for being the birthplace of humanity, as human remains and evidence of human life are found scattered across the continent. So it's amazing that Kenya can count itself as one of those countries. Look, I'm looking for a good place to end this episode. So I'm gonna end this episode on this. I'm gonna go throw up right now. Goodbye. Thank you.